Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skatedown. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. So I want to do a video on this. There's been some interesting developments. We're talking about Jack Campbell, linking him to the New Jersey Devils, and also some cryptic tweets that have been put out with Jesper Bratt that I want to talk about. As any Devils fan was seeing this, they were very happy about hearing about it. Some people weren't. They felt it was a bit too high to give Jesper Bratt that much. So we'll talk about that all in this video, so please stay with me throughout. So a recent report from The Athletic suggested that the New Jersey Devils could be preparing an offer for the Leafs goaltender and pending UFA Jack Campbell if he goes to free agency on July 13th. The Leafs, who are believed to have offered Campbell a multi-year contract extension that carried a $2.75 million AAV contract prior to the start of the season, that offer was rejected from Jack Campbell's camp, coming back with a counter with a very big number. And that's when we heard the number being around $5 million per year. Chris Johnson on TSN 1050 says he's still not sure if Jack Campbell will be back with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Says Campbell and his camp want $5 million AAV and doesn't think the Leafs could be in the market for two goaltenders. So looking at Jack Campbell, 30 years old, 6'3", 207 pounds. Looking at his year this year, in the playoffs, he played in 7 games. He went 3 wins, 4 losses, 3.15 GAA, .897 save percentage. Career playoffs, 14 games played. He went 6 wins, 8 losses, 2.45 GAA, and a .915 save percentage. Looking at this year's regular season, 2021, 2022, he played in 49 games, 31 wins, 9 losses, and 6 overtime losses. He went 2.64 GAA and a .914 save percentage. Looking at his career, he's played in 135 games, posting 71 wins, 39 losses. He went with a 2.53 GAA and a .916 save percentage. And looking at last year as well, because I feel like it was a really good year for him in 2020, 2021. He played in 22 games, 17 wins, 3 losses, posting a 2.15 GAA and a .921 save percentage. So, looking at Jack Campbell, I feel like it's a bit unknown to give him that much money, to give him $5 million a year. You know, he had a really good end to last year. And this year, he had a really good year at the start of the year. Kind of went through a couple of injuries, kind of faltered off, lost his way a bit, and then started to play a bit better towards the end of the year. And played fairly well in the playoffs. You know, going up against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are an offensive dynamo. Of course, your number is going to be horrible, but you know, I feel like he kind of rebounded a bit at the end of the year. You know, but to give him $5 million a year, it's a question mark. You know, he hasn't really had that career where you're looking at his stats and they're kind of in line with what he's done on a yearly basis. He hasn't played a lot, being that the last couple of years he has played a lot with the Leafs and, you know, played fairly well. And, you know, especially on the open market for any free agent, they can command whatever they want. It's about the team going back and forth to work out a deal. But the Leafs are up against the cap, and it's going to be a hard situation to try to sign him. The other situations, they're trying to unload Petr Mrazek, but a lot of teams don't want to take on his contract as it's a bit high. And, you know, it's kind of hampering the Leafs right now into doing any decisions going forward. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Leafs. I'm sure they're going to make some moves in the offseason. But can they unload Petr Mrazek and try to sign Jack Campbell or another goaltender? We'll have to wait and see. But, you know, it's fairly interesting. This article just named the New Jersey Devils. I know the Devils are, you know, it's not a secret. They're in the market for a goaltender this offseason, and Jack Campbell's name is at the top of the list. They don't have to give up anything, just sign him to a new contract, and see what happens. But, you know, going with an option of Blackwood and Campbell, how do you guys and girls feel about that? I kind of like that. There's a couple of names out there. I've done it in my past video. I'll link it at the end, talking about goaltenders that are on the open market this year. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's interesting having the Devils linked to the article just talking about, you know, Jack Campbell and us. So stay tuned. As free agency opens, we'll hear more and more about this. But, you know, I'm curious to see what the Leafs do in this as well. And then going over to this Jesper Bratt talk the past couple of days. I've seen a couple of cryptic tweets, and the Devils updated their cover photo, which kind of threw everything in array. So talking about the tweet that I saw a couple of days ago, former Canucks assistant GM, Chris Gear projects Jesper Bratt to be signed to a 6-year, $6.33 million AAV contract. Then you saw a couple of days later, the Devils updated their cover photo with Jesper Bratt skating towards Jack Hughes and them hugging each other. I felt like this was kind of cryptic. They did this with Dougie Hamilton before he signed the free agency. The Jack Hughes contract came out of nowhere, and but this one was interesting, as you saw the last big signing hugging maybe potentially the newest big signing. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. But it was interesting for them to release this. I think it was over the weekend, so I thought it was going to happen Monday or Tuesday. That's why I waited a bit to do this. But maybe it happens today, maybe it happens tomorrow, maybe it happens next week. I don't know, but as long as it can happen before arbitration, which is usually held in August, late July, August, it's good. So we know what we have definitely locked in going into free agency this offseason. Then the Bratt Pack tweeted something very interesting a couple of days ago. They said that Jesper Bratt extension is done. They signed a long-term contract for under $7 million AAV. Expect a formal announcement soon, possibly this week. And it says our boy is here to stay, and that's not the only contract coming with the eyes. So can this allude to Miles Wood, Luke Hughes? We'll have to wait and see. But it's very interesting to see what's going to be happening next as the Devils, start their plans towards bettering their roster next season. But looking at Bratt, is that contract amount fair for what he's done? This year, Bratt's still young, 23 years old. This year, he put up 26 goals, 47 assists, 73 points. So in 76 games, he put up 73 points, which he had a remarkable year. Looking at his past couple of years, that's the question mark, because he's been a consistent 30-point guy, then shot up to 73. Last year, in 46 games, in 2020-2021, playing 46 games, 7 goals, 23 assists, 30 points. The year before that, 2019-2020, he played in 60 games, 16 goals, 16 assists, 32 points. In 2018-2019, he played in 51 games, 8 goals, 25 assists, 33 points. And in 2017-2018, he played in 74 games, 13 goals, 22 assists for 35 points. So he's been a consistent 30-plus guy, and then he really played really well this year. And, could this be the year he really turns everything around and becomes a consistent 70-point guy? That'd be remarkable if the Devils can lock him in under $7 million, but it's definitely a question mark. You don't know what's going to happen next year. I felt like he played the best with Hughes this year, where he really got the best out of each other. So hopefully that's one of the line combinations going forward next year. We saw to end the year, it was Sharangovich, Hughes, and Mercer. So maybe you put Bratt on that line. You slide Mercer down with Hischier. Maybe that would help. But I feel like we saw the best out of Bratt this year when he played with Hughes for that time during the end, towards the middle to the end of not the end because they didn't play together, but when they played together during the year, they played really well. So hopefully they revisit that this upcoming year. But Devils fans, what do you think? Do you think that's a fair contract for the Devils? I know it's good for Bratt, as he's going to command a lot, but for a 70-point guy to get a shade under 7, do you feel like that's fair? So comment below what you think about this. What do you feel about this Jesper Bratt contract going forward? If this is it, I don't know the validity behind this, but they have tweeted stuff in the past that has come true. Of course, I don't like reporting news that isn't official from the team, but I felt like it's interesting. We saw these random tweets come out, then we saw them update their profile picture to show Jesper Bratt, so there's something in the works. So hopefully it's something that's announced soon. But how do you feel about that contract extension with Jesper Bratt being a shade under $7 million? And how do you feel about Jack Campbell coming to the New Jersey Devils if he does decide to sign with us? So comment below and let me know. What do you feel about these two? Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Hockey Skatedown. Join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.